So, Mr. Pun Life, the handsome Pun Life, TWT commentator Pun Life, statistics man Pun Life. Did I say handsome?
You did.
Handsome Pun Life. So, we're at Wasteman 500. Shout out the Bristol lot. Wasteman has been a very big vibe. Team tournament. This guy knocked my team out, me and Monster.
Sorry, not sorry.
Monster's my dad, allegedly. Not anymore. I'm filing the document soon. But season 2 is out in 2 days. It is the Sunday, March 29th, 30th?
I think it's 20. Yeah, 20. Wait,
It's something to do with the end of March.
Yeah.
Season 2 is out.
It's 30th today, 31st tomorrow. Season 1's on Tuesday. Yeah.
Season 1 is out in 2 days. And I want to ask people what they think of Season 2. So, Pun Life, Season 2, what are your thoughts on it?
Obviously, patch notes are out, so this is limited and narrow view on the situation. Obviously, we already heard that we are getting the reverts of the throw chip on break, which is cool. It's good to hear.
Thank God, by the way.
Yes. I'm liking the Jin nerfs. I'm liking the sidestep from crouch. I think that's going to be a really good change. It's going to reinvigorate a lot of situations. Lots of situations lab. It kind of removes the side advantage to some degree. Obviously, there's other situations where the side advantage still exists. Ultimately, what I'm kind of curious about is seeing how the other characters perform. We've seen Jin, we've seen King. Obviously, they've been buffed. They're kind of strong. Jun looks looking really scary. Zafina and still looks really scary. So I don't really know what to think. I'm a little bit scared, but I'm very optimistic on the future. I think no matter what, the devs will still attempt to fix things.
I think no matter what, the devs will still attempt to fix things
and rebalance things and make things right. So whatever happens, I'm along for the ride.
And one question I want to ask people. If you could give your character one buff, what would it be? So, you're currently a Lee player now.
I'm currently a Lee player,
So what would you like to give Lee?
Down forward 3-2-3, or 3-4, whichever the string. I would like it to launch back turn again.
I think they're leaving us. I think Monster's
leaving us. But yeah, down forward 3-2-3. I'd like it to launch again. I think it's a really good string. I don't know why I lost launch from back turn, so it'd be nice to have it back.
And what nerf would you give one character in the game?
I would nerf Claudio down back 1+2. -9 with pushback or -5 with no pushback.
And that's one of a former Claudio player as well. So, yeah, respect. Kocham cię.
Ja ciebie też.
Jamie! Do you want to quickly say what you want for Season 2? Do you want to quickly say what your thoughts on Season 2? Monster said he wants Chloe back for Season 2.
Chloe will come back in this season, next character, inshallah.
Bye, Dad. So, I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, the Alyssa player, Shadow. And the question is,
yes.
Season 2 is in 2 days.
Oh, man. It's happening.
What are your thoughts? Because, yeah, it's been a bit ropey.
It's looking interesting, isn't it? Looking interesting. I think I don't like the way they've presented it, but I like the content. I think the way they're going is looking good.
So, we are obviously at the Tekken talk.
Yes.
It was very negative, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But after the Tekken talk, did you still have faith in Season 2? Because obviously, a lot of people gave up on the game.
I did. I think there was a lot of dooming online. I think you just got to wait with this kind of thing. I think the direction we're going, and especially the document they put out after, quite recently, looks very positive. The direction we're going with more individuality for each character. I think that's going to make play styles more varied. That's going to mean more balanced of tiers, more player expression. I think that's a good thing for the game.
And if you, specifically, had to pick one buff for your character, what would it be?
That is a very good question. You might need to jump cut because I need to think about this. Yeah, I think crouching block punishment before 15 frames needs to be a little bit better. I think either something more plus frames or more damage before 15.
So your buff is for not just for Alyssa, for the whole class.
Oh no, for Alyssa.
Fair enough.
For the whole. For the whole cast?
Don't worry about the whole cast. Forget them. Because some characters don't need buffs.
No, they don't need buffs.
Along with buffs, obviously, we get nerfs.
Yes.
So if you could choose one nerf for either a specific character or for the whole game, just one nerf.
Yoshi spin.
First. Just, what would you nerf about it though?
I would nerf the fact that he kind of goes away from you while he's spinning. He's like not just going in there like horizontally, he's like spinning backwards as well. So I don't like that.
So you want him just to spin one direction opposed to both?
It's not that he spins one direction, it's while he's spinning to the left or right, he's also spinning away from the opponent a bit.
Yeah.
And tracking moves will whiff when they really shouldn't. So I would nerf that specifically.
Fair enough. And going off the end of it now, are you hopeful for Season 2?
I am hopeful. I think characters are going to be more unique. I think the tiers are going to be a little bit closer. It's going to be jank, but it's going to be fun.
So I'm with the Wasteman 500 winners, Wildo and Pagani. You contributed.
I played.
But anyways, we're on about Season 2. It's in 2 days, and I want to ask you guys, what are your thoughts on Season 2? So Pagani, you can go first. Hold it.
Oh, yeah, sure, sorry. My thought, is this close enough?
Yeah.
My thoughts on Season 2, they have been trying to promote a lot of defensive changes, but they've only shown a lot of offensive changes. So the set of 1500 notes that were being changed, I hope, will include more defensive bits. I'm very excited about a very new environment for all characters around, and it's very interesting to see how characters will change. It's good to have a new and refreshing meta as well. So I'm a bit skeptical about Season 2, but still very excited. And we can only really judge it once it's out, of course.
You can use that one.
Oh, is that? Oh, shit, sorry.
Yeah, that's the mic.
Wow, okay. Is it like just the top, yeah?
Yeah, I haven't got the fluffy thing for it.
I
lost it.
Okay. Alright, so general thoughts on Season 2. I feel like if you asked me before the Tekken talk, it definitely would have been a lot more optimistic than right now, per se. But, like, again, because I think the Tekken talk was a bit of a miscommunication about they seen the Evo video, like, oh, they want to try and be more defensive, less of the aggression, all that stuff. That would have been perfect, right? What they've shown so far has got me worried. No, not even just as a Jin player, just in general, the system and the changes. But the silver lining is that they recently, just to date this, they have just put out the statement a couple of days ago about how they're reverting one of the changes that they proposed.
The chip froze.
Yeah, so like that's already.
Thank God, by the way.
Whoever
chip
suggests.
froze.
Like I don't know who would suggest that in the first place. That is like such an odd thing. But the fact that they're listening to the outcry and they're like, okay, let's not do that. That's good, and it shows that they're willing to not compromise, but necessarily listen to what the players are wanting.
Yeah.
Like I'm still cautiously optimistic because right now we don't have the notes, so we still need to see the overall changes. Because like they could have just shown us some like really weird outliers, like that Zaf move, Jin getting another approach tool for some reason. But everything outside of that might be reasonable nerfs and just a few like quality of life buffs, like nothing too major. But it's just cautious optimism.
So the final question. So if you could choose one buff for your characters, what would it be? And if you could choose one nerf for any character, what would it be? Who wants to go first?
One isn't enough. I need time to think.
One buff for Jin and one nerf for anyone. So like we've had people, I showed who targeted Yoshi.
Okay.
So you can target characters you don't like, but one nerf. What would you choose?
Delete that new Zafina move. That'd be my nerf. I don't know. Like, it's tough because like I feel like the nerfs that they've shown for Jin already, quite reasonable. Like fair enough. Okay.
Thank God.
Maybe not thank God for me, obviously. But, yeah.
You're on fraud watch.
Look, as today
You're not a fraud. You're not a fraud.
As today is shown, I am very much carried. Not enough apparently, but still. So I feel like it's tough because like again, Jin is such a strong character, right?
Yeah,
that
it's hard to buff a strong character.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and he's already like a jack of all trades, that kind of thing. So like, I guess like.
Or if not Jin, if that's too hard, any character, which character would you give a buff to?
I give a buff to Lydia. Like I'm not just pandering.
Thank you.
I'm not just pandering. As somebody who played a lot of Lydia in T7 and tried a bit of her in 8, she just doesn't work right at the moment.
Yeah.
She's like very committal, which is like fair enough. That's the kind of design they're going for. But she's struggling and she needs a bit of help. I think. I don't know what I would suggest specifically, but just something.
You need something.
Something, yeah.
And what about nerf?
So
One
nerf.
character across the board, one character, or you gotta pick a universal nerf.
Oh, that's tough actually. Because I was gonna say like get rid of the law 111, the G-Clef, launching G-Clef. That's a big one. But like for an individual one, that would be it. But in terms of the system, I don't know. It's quite because there's so much like going on. It's like kind of tough to think about a specific, but.
The thing is, it's hard because we don't know what's coming for season 2.
Yeah.
So you could say we could say nerfs that they're happening.
Yeah.
And then we can't be happy because the game's still going to be in a state.
Yeah. Like I will say, it's good that they're nerfing Chip outside of Heat. Like, that's quite good. That's quite good. I don't know. Yeah, I need to think about that. I don't know if you ever said anything yet.
Got a Jun
but
buff.
Yeah. I think a fair Jun buff because some buttons are really strong and really ridiculous. Jun's weakness is lows, and I would like for her to still keep that weakness to give her a bit of a character identity. However, down back 2 is an I-23 low, which is only +2 on hit. It has little to no evasion like all the other characters have, like Leo and whatever. It doesn't get the reward on hit or counter hit. So I think that if you're using a quote-unquote seeable low, it should have a bit of a more of a reward than just +2. So I think that's a fair buff. In regarding to nerfs, if it would be universal, I personally think the heat system needs a tiny bit of a tuning still, and I would either like one of these two things. I want either the bar to not be available from the start of the set, maybe when you're, the heat bar.
That would be so good.
Maybe something like when you're half on health. I prefer it with like a build up like Soul Calibur does, but maybe that isn't exciting enough because you don't have it every round. Yeah. I think it's more fair than a combat mechanic than to just shit out basically the heat and just do whatever and have like 60 plus chip.
Yeah.
So maybe either that or any engagers to just be less plus on hit, specifically hit, because you will keep more heat when you enter heat through an heat engagement.
Yeah.
So maybe instead of 17 plus 8, you still have plenty of time to apply a mix, but people or characters can apply counter hit plays like Power Crush and it will actually go through, or Sabaki and it will actually go through. So those are my suggestions.
That is the best change I've heard. And I agree with that. Make it happen. You know who you are. What about you, nerfs?
So I think like in terms of like, the system, the heat engagers being plus as much as that's definitely something you got to like to take it down to like single digits maybe. You know, plus 17 is like way overbearing, like you say. But in terms of the system, it's something that I think they're slowly kind of doing it as the year goes on. But like heat smash tracking is very odd, and I'm shooting myself with this. Obviously, I've lost count of the amount of rounds that I've just robbed somebody because my heat smash is clipped on trying to step and press a button. Like so, but just for the health of the game, that's not good. Like you need that to be reduced somewhat. And even then, like some people have suggested, I don't know if they mentioned it today, but like the idea that a multi-hit heat smash will still keep going, even if the first hit whiffs. So you can like say you're playing against Law and like the first hit whiffs and you're like, oh, I can whiff punish him. Yeah. Or like Jin, Jin and Dragunov are like classic examples where like you're like, oh, he's missed the first hit, okay, I can hit him, you get counter hit and you're just eating wall splat anyway. Like tone down that'd be healthy. That never feels good. Even if you're the attacker, it doesn't feel good half the time. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's probably my main suggestion. Yeah.
Lads, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you. So this guy, I'm carried.
You're not as carried. You played the good Mishima, the Kazamas, the Kazama crew.
Yeah.
Nerf both of them, please. I hate Jun, and I hate Jin. I am with the handsome Mini.
Hi.
And the Oscar player Sparta.
What the fuck, man?
What? The handsome Sparta, fine. Good. So, Wasteman 500, I've said it multiple times with everyone I interviewed. Season 2 is the topic of discussion, lads. What are your thoughts? You can talk about your initial thoughts before the Tekken talk and after the Tekken talk because I know everyone's ideas change. But yeah, thoughts on Season 2. We'll go with Sparta first.
Overall on the Tekken talk or overall? All right.
We can talk about both, like before Tekken talk and after.
I think they fumbled the Tekken talk, but nonetheless, I still kind of want to stay positive because I really enjoy the game's community. And I kind of want to keep attending events and stuff. So I'm trying to stay positive. I don't want to hate the game. I want to still keep going to LANs and stuff, right? So I'm going in with an open mind. Hopefully there's a bunch of nerfs as well. Yes, there's going to be some bullshit, but we already had bullshit in Season 1. So, like, we'll see. If it's like a side-graded bullshit, I'll be like, fine. Yeah. But, like, I'm trying to stay positive, yeah. So.
Oh, it's my turn, is it?
Yeah, thoughts on season 2.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Initially, I wasn't like particularly too fussed with what might be changing. I was like, yeah, season 2, we're gonna get some new bollocks, but it's gonna be like somewhat in line with what it used to be in previous seasons of Tekken 7. And then they were like, here's a Tekken talk, and I woke up to like a nuke having gone off. You know, I was in my full out shower. I opened up the door. Everyone was in. It was, you know, everyone was in pain. So I went through it on my own, like sometime during my work day, and I just sort of sat there and doomed about every change. But I think I was going to do that regardless, unless it was like a change that I wanted to see for a character I play or a character I play against. And I don't think I was ever going to see those changes. Like, I wasn't going to see, like, I don't know. I don't think they were going to go with Jack ever. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, I was, like, quite upset. And I was like, oh, it's over. And then, like, a day or two passed. And a lot of the first moments of, like, depression sort of came off. And I was like, I mean, I'm happy to, cut loose and run.
Yeah.
Just, absolutely duck out if the game actually is abysmal dog shit. So I'm sort of significantly less worried about it now because I'm just like, I'm not like, this game isn't a thing I need in my life. I could just go do something else, basically. And then, sorry, you go. Oh, okay.
Before you finish.
And then they did the small little post-patch update.
Yeah, of the throw thing.
Yeah, and they showed off a couple of the changes that they were gonna do being reverted, and I was like, thank God. we might be alive. Spar wants it. Give him the mic. Give him the mic.
Shout out to my goat Hopper. Fix season 2.
Yeah,
Season 2. Didn't he say something else after that?
No, my memory slipped.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll put the tweet on the screen.
But yeah, I mean, post that little update, I'm like slightly less concerned. Still quite worried, but I don't know. I just like it's hard to get upset about it at this point because it's just sort of like
It's one of those where no matter how you feel, it's happening.
Yeah.
Your emotions can't change what they're gonna do.
the bed has already been made. All I can do now is sleep in it, or choose not to sleep in it. You just leave.
Just doing all nighter.
Yeah, literally just
So going
raw
on.
dog it. Yo, come on, quick.
You wanna jump in?
What's your thoughts on
season 2?
season 2? I'm worried, I'm scared, but I want Tekken to be good again. Please, season 2, make it great. I love Tekken, don't butcher it.
Now introduce yourself as well.
I'm Stanky, I'm the cool guy. I play law sometimes.
He's my second favorite law player.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
2 law players.
So, going off what you were saying about showing off with Jack. If both of you were on the development team and you could choose one buff for your character, what would it be? And if you could choose one nerf, either for a character that you could target or a universal nerf. So I know, like, for example, Pagani was saying about heat engagers making them not plus 17. So I'll give you some time. So one buff for your character, anything.
Yeah.
Make it reasonable, not like make your 10 frame unblockable 175 damage.
That's cool.
So one buff and one nerf. What would it be? Who wants to go? You ready already?
Yeah. So for my character, I just want like a little poke, like something that's small Tekken that covers the sidestep right weakness. But I don't want it to be like strong on hit. It can even be like, it doesn't need to be plus on hit or like anything. Just to cover people sidestepping a little bit, right? That's all, just a bit. And 'cause I think that's a glaring weakness to a kit. And I don't like them overcompensating by giving like crazy moves. I just want to play a little bit more solid. I know I'm an ASCO player, but like, and for nerfs, I want universal like plus frames to be reduced, both on heat engage, heat burst, and heat smash. Like reduce them by like 20, 30, 40, like 50%. Yeah. So if like the ones that are like that, yeah.
I thought you said frames, like make a move plus 2.
Yeah. So like for example, the heat smash that's like plus 10 now, it should be like plus 5.
Yeah.
And then heat engage plus 17 should be like plus 8 or something, right? And then the lows should go to minus 15. Now that's something like universal, kind of just chill out on the like big plus frames, yeah. That's all.
For me personally, I'm not really that fussed in terms of buffs for my character. So if I had to pick something, it'd probably be like maybe buff the frame data on full crouch down back 1, or give me back my 12 frame mid. That's about it really. And a nerf, I would like to see less delay follow-ups on strings being counter hit knockdowns. Because I don't think the issue with Jin's 2-1-4 is that it's not punishable per se. I think the issue is that it's such a skewed risk reward against you if you're the defender, because the third hit knocks down. Like you eat like 40 damage for guessing incorrectly, and it's a thing that he can just constantly enforce on you anytime you're like slightly minus because it's a 10 frame. And I think something like that doesn't have to be universal. I guess 2-1-4 is like a really big issue though. Like that's it being minus 10 does not change it for me. I still hate that move. It should just not be a counter.
It's still going to be a problem. People are going to try and punish it, and they'll delay the last hit.
Yeah, like I think if anything, it might make it slightly better, mental-wise, not actually in like a fundamental, like on paper sort of way. But for me, I think the nerf should just been it doesn't have a counter hit knockdown. Like that was clearly the thing that was more of a problem, considering no one really hated 2-1-4 and 7. Like, people definitely still didn't like it, but it wasn't like a button where people were like, fuck me, man, Jin's just 2-1-4, 2-1-4. But, you know, it's such a good button just to press at all times now. And I think that comes from it being counter hit, not from it being safe. So, yeah, that's my nerf.
Thank you, lads. Right, thank you. Bring on Season 2.
Come on!